on, lad. Go on. I'm just out on the crossbike. It's absolutely glorious. I'd just like to clarify a few things. It is very easy to maintain social distancing. It's not difficult. Go out on a ride on your own, or do a turbo session on your own. I appreciate for some of you, cycling is a fairly sociable thing, but in times of need, enjoy the peace, tranquility, and the opportunity to ride with your own thoughts. Make on while the weather's nice and enjoy riding the bike before we get taken off us. Now then, this is a follow-up video to the one that I did last week, which was all about doing a workout at home. The one I did last week was an example as if you've just got kind of one session, you want to target many different body parts and get a good little overall body workout. This one is a little bit more cycling specific, so this has got some specific cycling moves which are all for leg strength. So it goes through 4 different exercises which target all different parts of the leg, both posterior and anterior. So yeah, so we'll take you through the exercises. These are done a little bit heavier. You'll see in my example, I am using 2 dumbbells. However, these can be done with anything that you have around the house. One cheap alternative is a water drum filled with water, obviously, that's got a handle at the top. I've seen people use that, and obviously you can pick them up for a couple of quid. Just fill them with water to the height that you require and then go from there. Yeah, so let's run through the exercises. So the first exercise is a Sumo RDL. So this exercise utilizes the posterior chain, namely the hamstrings and the glutes. You are lowering the weight down in between your feet with a fairly straight leg, albeit knee not locked out. Lowering the weight down to the ground and then straight back up again. Notice I have exaggerated this move with a slightly lower stop point in the movement. Key point here though is you must keep your back straight. Only keep going low enough before your back starts to arch. If your back is arching, you're going too low and you need to raise the stop point of the movement. So the next exercise is a single leg RDL. This is a unilateral movement, so it's a little bit more taxing, utilizing only one side of the body at a time. You'll notice I'm holding the weight in the same leg that is on the ground. I am pivoting at the hips with a slightly bent other leg where my rear leg is coming up, and then I maintain this horizontal posture to the ground with my back and that rear leg. Then I come back up to the starting position, maintaining a nice straight back throughout the entirety of the movement. That is key. Once you've done all 10 reps on one leg, change arms and legs and do it on the other side. Okay, the third exercise. Now we're coming on to some really testing exercises now. This is another unilateral movement, and it's a big compound exercise. This is a combination of anterior and posterior chain, and it is a very testing exercise, is this. So we're going to take a single leg stance with the rear foot elevated on a bench, or in this case, my garden chair. And we're going to take the
weights, one in each hand. You can do this with one weight out front of you in kind of a front squat position, but to keep balanced, one weight in each hand. Then lower yourself down till you've got a 90-degree bend in the front leg, and then straight back up again. These ones, because I'm doing them fairly heavy, I'm keeping a fairly low rep range. But once you've done your desired rep range, you switch legs and repeat on the other side. A quick note on unilateral training, always start with your weaker leg and then match the amount of reps that you can do with your stronger leg. Now, the last exercise in this set is a heel elevated sumo squat. Now, you might have seen me do this one before. The reason I elevate the heels in this movement is to exaggerate the range of motion which I can get out of the movement. So without elevating my heels, I am limited for ankle flexibility predominantly, which is limiting the range of motion that I can get with this movement. So by elevating the heels, it takes that out of the equation and means that I can operate throughout the entirety of the strength curve. Now, if this was a very, very heavy weight, that would be a problem. But because it's fairly light here, comparatively to what I can do in a normal squat, that isn't a problem. So just by elevating the heels by an inch or two, just means that I can get as low as possible throughout the entirety of the movement. Keep the weight up high, close to the chest, 3 sets of 12 reps.